Ejini program Youth Talk ahachinana na mshanzu katonyezi mwenda Voice of Kamwenge uhurichiriza.
87.9 FM VOK Radio is where you are. It's still the Youth Talk Show. My name is Mr. Vibes Live, and it happens every Sunday from 2 to 4. And today we have taken a visit to Lawrance High School. It is a school located in Kamwenge Town. It is an Adventist church-founded school, and well, it is where we are. We are still talking about the same topic of automatic promotion that came as a result of the lockdown. On 15th of December, when the Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, was communicating about the reopening of schools, she said all schools were recommended to give an automatic promotion to their students, and most of these students we are going to talk to gotten that automatic promotion. We are starting with you, Madam. You will tell us about your lockdown experience. If you met the learning materials, the study materials, wherever you spent your lockdown from. What's your name?
My name is Chosimle Sarah. I'm at Lawrance High School, Form 4, and to talk about the studying materials I didn't receive throughout the lockdown. The
government was giving study materials to LC1 Chaipersons in the different villages. Did your chairperson LC1 give you anything related to, studies?
No, unless there were studies that were being conducted at the radios.
Did you access anything related to school when you were in lockdown?
It was via the radios, and I used also to revise my books via the lockdown.
Now, you're back to school. You faced automatic promotion. You were in senior 3. You're now in senior 4. You actually have around 5 or 6 or 7 months to sit for your final exams, and you have all that burden. How are you prepared to meet all that?
As a candidate, we've realized we have less time to go for our INEB examinations. But we already have the automatic promotion, and the thing we do is to work hard and revise and put more efforts, because time wasted is never gained. So the way I'm prepared is to revise hard my books, the notes I have, and our teachers, as they fight to teach us day and night, winters and preps, I am to make sure that I also revise those notes.
Don't you think it will be a very hard burden for you as a young girl child in a burden zezindi yuwenkomuntu?
As me, I'm in school. I don't think there is something I should include in my life or what. I put anything that may burden me aside and first concentrate on studies, because I'm just a young youth. I don't expect to be having maybe a family somewhere now. Nothing to disturb me, and I concentrate.
Okay. Yeah. People have invested some of their time in love issues at school. How about you?
No, as a student and as a youth, these of love issues and so on, they are to waste our time. And when you mix two things, or you do two things at once, one will fail. It's better to make a choice and you see what will improve in your life or what will help you, that you go with.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much. What's the name of your village?
My village, I'm in Kavurisoke.
Kavurisoke is in Kamwenge Town Council. Okay, thank you very much. Voice of Kamwenge, reading Mama Runji. What's your name?
My name is Moise Ivan from Lawrence High School, Form 4.
You're in Form 4.
Yeah.
Previously, you were in Senior 3, but you studied there for around a month or like 6 weeks. Now you've gotten an automatic promotion. How do you find life of automatic promotion?
Life is somehow complicated. In notes, we find that we have huge amounts of notes to read. And also, the government has tried to reduce or to transfer some topics to other papers. So that's why will also help us, because we have also learned the topics that have been transferred to other papers. We had already learned about them. So that will help us.
Did you get any study material when you were in lockdown?
We didn't access any, because in village students were many. You could reach there, you find when even the papers were completed, they could tell you to give a chairman LC1 money so that he can give you those documents. That's how life was. Yeah.
So you didn't get any study material in the months you spent in lockdown?
Maybe having classes on radios. That's what I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now, what's the name of your village?
It is Ngoma Kanara Sub-County.
What's your name?
My name is Akandwanaho Mariam, Senior 6, Lawrance High School.
Akandwanaho Mariam, you're in Senior 6.
Yeah.
It is one of the hardest levels they talk about in education life. High school, A level. Now, you're in Senior 6. You had just joined Senior 5 and lockdown came. You don't have that content for Senior 5. You're now in Senior 6. You have all that burden from the previous class. You're in Senior 6. You need that content for Senior 6. How do you even feel about life?
Life is not that well, but as a student, and as I have the little time given, I have to utilize it well so that I can achieve what I want.
Don't you think it will be a very huge burden to you as a young girl child who is in school and you're concentrating on a lot of things, you have limited time?
Yeah, it may be a burden, but in these issues of age, when you join campus, you find you have much age. So now we have to read our books well and stop joking around the compound so that we may achieve what we want in this few time given to us.
We had a long lockdown of around 20 months. Did you access any study materials from either the government or your school?
Not really. I did not access any.
What's the name of your village?
My village is Kabuga.
Kale, thank you very much. It is Voice of Kamwenge, and a higher percentage of students we have here say the government didn't reach the study materials in their respective villages. What's your name?
My name is Mugisha Gad. I'm a student at Lawrance High School and Senior 3.
Okay. Previously, you were in Senior 2. How do you find Senior 3? And actually, are you accessing content of Senior 2 or you've started Senior 3 and you're not looking behind?
Actually, yeah, we have to cover the work we would cover in Senior 2. So teachers are making sure we study in preps, in winters, so that we can cover all that part. But then you find it somehow easy because we students have time. Yeah, we shall cover the Senior 2 topics. As we are moved from the accumulated topics, we are moved from the books. Then we find ourselves very prepared to do it because time is there, preps are there, winters are there. Teachers make sure that we cover all that Senior 3 and Senior 2 work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kale, thank you very much for listening to the radio. It's still Voice of Kamwenge, and my name is Mr. Vibes Live. You're listening to the Youth Show. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Asimwe Peace, Senior 2 student at Lawrance High School.
Okay. So, how about you? You're in Senior 2, you have just joined Senior 1. By the virtue of the content you had in Senior 1, we can easily say you, from P7, you're in Senior 2 because you don't have content for Senior 1. It may actually be your first time to enjoy secondary life.
Yeah, that's it. Because after completing the PLU, we came here, we were registered in Senior 1. Before even reaching in Term 2, there came the lockdown. From that Senior 1, then to Senior 2, because we didn't study much work in Senior 1, and now we are in Senior 2.
It is now your secondary journey. Do you feel by the time you will reach Senior 4, you'll have covered all the content you need and maybe pass your UCE exams?
I'm more sure about that because the teachers that we have and the environment can convince me that I'll pass my UNAP because we wake up for winters. The teachers are always there to teach us during prep time. If you have any work, you can consult the teacher and he tells you and gives you more explanation about what you didn't understand, the other work you didn't do in Senior 1, and then you get it clearly.
Okay. Did you access any study materials from either the government or your school or related authorities during lockdown?
Not really, because some of the officials that they gave those learning materials, they were corrupt and they needed a little bit of money such that you'd get that learning material, or you'd go there and you say, I would like to have the learning material, and though they were there, but they would tell you that the learning materials are insufficient, we don't have enough learning materials.
Okay. What's the name of your village?
Kankara village.
Kankara, here in town.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Looks like most of these people, they voted different LC1 chairpersons, and those who won didn't consider them. What's your name?
My name is Ndinao Gideon, Senior 3 at Lawrance High School.
How about you? Did you access any study materials during lockdown?
Yeah, I had some, but I invested my money to get them. Just like those newspapers, and there were some books that I got, but I invested my money.
How about the government? Because as far as we know, the government would at least provide study materials through newspapers, or of course through newspapers you would still buy, and some LC1 chairpersons would receive books to supply to those students.
I did not get those ones from the LC1s, but the ones I got, I just invested in my money because we had some hawkers who would walk around our villages selling those running materials in that lockdown. Okay. Those are the ones that I got.
You're in senior 3. You don't have your content for senior 2. How do you even find school life? Or you never take a content your senior 2 and you have to still cover your senior 3?
Just when we go to the library, we check our contents, and appreciation goes to our teachers, because when I go to the library and check on our contents, the contents that we are left with, we have time to cover them. Okay. Yes.
Good knowledge from this guy. Most of the schools have school libraries, but when students go there, they look for novels, and what they be doing is reading stories. Kebyo. What's your name? You're in a mask of People Power or Liverpool?
Thank you very much. My name is Priscilla, a student at Lawrance High School in Senior 2.
You're Priscilla. You have a single name, or?
Natugonza Priscilla.
Natugonza Priscilla. How was your lockdown life, especially related to getting study materials from the government or your school?
It was not all that easy, because in our village the chairman did not get the books for secondary level. There were only the books for primary level.
Hey. What's the name of your village?
Nyanchwamba village.
Nyanchwamba is in Kamwenge Town Council. Okay, now, how do you find life of, missing the previous content for your previous class, and you're in some other class, you need that content and you need the content for that class?
This life is not easy, because the topics we are supposed to cover in senior 1 were not covered. Little of it were covered, but we are in senior 2. The teachers are comforting us that we shall study all those. Actually, I'm not all that sure that I will get all the notes, but the teachers will try their best, because we are learning preps, winters, so that we can get all that. Okay.
Thank you very much. Voice of Kamwenge, reading Amamarunji. How come some villages received books, some others didn't? It's a matter of discussion there. How are you?
I'm good. My name is Namanya Wilbrod, Senior 6, a student at Lawrance High School.
You're in Senior 6?
Yes.
You had just joined Senior 5 and lockdown came. By coming back, you're in Senior 6?
Yes.
Is it an opportunity or?
No, really it's not an opportunity, because when we had not yet gone back for the second lockdown, we thought things were going to be better, but suddenly we are taken back home, and it affected us very much. So we had to go back home for 1 year, and in that 1 year we had to cover the topics of Senior 5. So we now have to cover the topics of Senior 5 and Senior 6 in 1 year. Okay. So we don't have time to waste. We just need to work hand in hand with our teachers, and things will move on in a better way, since we are given the opportunity to come back to school. Okay. Yes.
Now, what's the name of your village?
I come from Chivanga.
Chivanga.
Yeah.
Chivanga is in Chitakwin and Tala. Yes. Now, did you access study materials?
No, I didn't access study materials, but I used my phone.
You even have a phone?
Yes. I used my phone. Yes, it was provided by my parent
Yes.
in order to help me cover up some topics that are not yet covered up. Yes, so that's it.
Hey.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Having a phone in our school times was a sin of eating a forbidden fruit. What's your name?
Sasra Daphne is my name.
Which village do you come from, by the way?
I come from Kanara.
Kanara is a sub-county.
Yeah, Kanara.
Kanara
Central.
village in the trading center. I hope you gotten the school study materials from the government because you come from an urban place.
Not really.
How was the situation with the getting study materials either from the government or school or relevant authorities?
The situation was difficult because the chairmans were like, oh, they were corrupt people.
Hey, what's the name of your chairman, LC1?
He's called Yosam, but I don't know the other name.
Yeah. From the corrupt, how comes Yosam was corrupt?
He's corrupt because we went there. He said that we have to give him 3K of photocopying the papers. Then we had to insist. Then
That was not corruption. Okay. You're in senior 4. You don't have content for senior 3. Or if you have like 20% of that content. How do you feel about the fact that you're in senior 4? You have a few months to sit for your final exams, but you don't have some content that you feel may come in your exams.
Actually, for me, that thing of saying that I don't have the content of senior 3 does not pressurize me because, okay, some of the subjects we've already completed the syllabuses and we are remaining with few. There, I think in these remaining months, we would have completed the syllabuses.
The confidence is from where? From the government or you have a relative in your neighbor? Okay, thank you very much. One of the tallest guys in this school. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Moses Isco Aine, a student from Lawrance High School.
You're a student here. Did you get study materials or anything relevant to that when you were in lockdown?
Yeah, actually, I assessed it.
Your father was the LC1 Chairperson, maybe?
No.
Because all these didn't get anything. Okay, you got it from which source? From the government?
From the chairman, our chairman, LC1, Mr. Biaruhanga. Actually, he was the one supplying them.
Which video?
Because the other end of Kibara is...
Okay, I can relate. So, now, do you have some content from your previous class?
Some content. Just I have ideas. Yeah, I have some idea.
So, books had ideas just?
Yeah.
Okay, so now, which class are you in?
I'm in senior 6.
You're in senior 6. You had just joined senior 5 and now you came back and you're in senior 6.
Yeah.
Now, how do you find life at school with all that content you need to cover from senior 5 and the time that is remaining for you to sit for your UACE exams?
Oh, actually, I do first thank the ministry because it has provided us the bridged curriculum. And this one, we have the notes. It has summarized the notes.
Okay.
So I'm sure that I will do it.
Okay, thank you very much for listening to the radio. Special shout outs to people in Bishozi, people in Nkoma sub-county, Nkoma Katalieba, and the rest in Chivale East. What's your name?
I'm called Nwabin Edwin, a student of Lawrance High School. I'm in senior 6.
You're in senior 6. How is life in senior 6 after jumping senior 5?
Life is not too much difficult because with the sure we are assured of winning senior 6 since we have well-equipped teachers, library, and abridged curriculum.
You feel things should stay like this? Now at P7 had to assume senior 3?
No, because this abridged curriculum have destroyed our chronological order, especially in history. So we shall not continue with this order, but since it is the order of the day, we are going to persevere with this order so that we read hard books and we succeed in this year.
What is happening in history? There is no Bacheze anymore.
You see, history goes with the chronological order, especially in history 3, where topics follow each other. But for instance, our year have been some of the topics have been omitted out. This have destroyed our order, but all in all, with the help of teachers in library, we shall continue with the order.
Okay. Did you access any study materials when you were in lockdown?
Though it was a difficult task to access, but I tried all in all so that I can get. And so I got them.
What did you give to your chairperson LC1 to convince him to, give you those books if you gotten them from that person?
You see, so I had to invest in my money. It was not too much. It needed printing out. It needed photocopying. Though for other chairmen, students are agreeing that they destroyed all corrupted, but it was not corruption at all, because if they give you all the learning materials, others would have not access to them. Okay. So you had to invest in money, you photocopy, you return back the learning materials. That's what I did.
Okay. Thank you very much. It is Voice of Kamwenge, and we are in Kamwenge Town. You are an Arsenal fan, right?
No.
You're putting on a mask of Arsenal.
It's just a mask.
Yeah. So you support which team?
Liverpool.
So Liverpool has no money to make masks?
Only that I found by the time I went to purchase, the Liverpool ones had already got off.
Yeah. So you are comfortable with putting on a mask of Arsenal?
After all, it prevents me from COVID-19.
Okay, Voice of Kamwenge, reading Mama Runchi. So what's your name?
My name is Bakunda Clinton, senior for Lawrance High School.
Bakunda Clinton. Yes. You don't have content for senior 3?
I think by the time of lockdown, I accessed the study materials from the chairperson LC1, and luckily enough, I had the television where you would study from. Yeah, and I think by the time we left for the first lockdown, our teachers had pushed us. So we are almost finishing the senior 3 curriculum.
Most of the students, when they moved to, the lockdown, they gave themselves some other tasks, either moving after girls, either, you're a Liverpool fan, watching soccer, concentrating on some other irrelevant things.
Yes.
How about you? What were you exactly doing during lockdown?
Now that I was a sub-candidate by then, I decided to first mind about education, others will come later. Because the ones I compete with, those students, I don't think they also diverted to those activities. For them, they were concentrated. So I had that greed that now we are not at school, so you may find others studying illegally. I had that greed, so I had to concentrate on my books.
Okay. So you didn't chase after girls?
No.
Okay, thank you very much. Voice of Kamwenge is the radio station you're listening to right now. You're on the Youth Talk Show. We are basically talking about automatic promotion. What you'll do is to visit our Facebook page. It is 87.9 FM VOK Radio. And when you visit it, you'll give us your submission, you'll give us your, thought about the discussion we have on the Youth Talk Show. What's your name?
My name is Kamwenge Anna.
Kamwenge Anna. You're in senior?
Senior 3.
Senior 3. How is life in senior 3 without senior 2 content?
Of course, we should not cry over spilled milk. As the content the teachers will give us, we shall concentrate on that.
Okay. So you feel what you'll get is what you'll go with?
Yeah, we shall not cry over spilled milk. What we get is what we have, and not only that, I will always be visiting the library, getting what I might have missed.
Okay. How was life in lockdown, especially related to getting study materials from the government or school?
It was not good because I never got one. I visited the chairman. The chairman told me that they were taken, the study materials were taken, asking him why are they taken and not being returned. He told me that I was sorry, they gave me money, and as they bought it, they reached there and they teared the papers.
Okay.
So I had no access to this.
So how do you feel about, being at school?
I never got them, but I have to fight hard. I should back on a winning horse. I have to fight very hard.
Okay. You have to fight very hard. What's your name? You rich. You are chapter lockdown. What were you exactly doing that gave you money to buy this expensive watch?
I was digging.
Digging?
Yeah.
So the rest were doing what? We are watching you dig.
No.
They were making pancakes.
Saja Mukulu. So what's your name?
My name is Job K.
Job K.
Yeah.
You're a celebrity maybe in the school because those names are not owned by everyone.
No. This one is just used in other areas, but my real name is Job Kusemerwa. Yeah.
So how was life in lockdown, especially on your side as a student of Lawrance High School?
Life was somehow good because the government surprised those textbooks.
So you were revising in lockdown?
Yeah, I was revising, but it was a tug of war of getting them. I was helped by my father, and who was a chief and a staff, and he helped me to get them.
So you were calling a gamba no?
No.
Okay, so how do you find life at Lawrance High School with your thought that you don't have content for your previous class?
Life is somehow good because we have the library, teachers are there, we study very hard, waking up, preps and winters, and I think we shall pass with flying colors. Yeah.
What are flying colors? What's your name?
My name is Singeho. I'm in Form 3.
You're in Form 3?
Yeah.
Where is your village?
Kankarara.
Kankara in town. Did you access any study materials?
No.
What happened?
The chairman didn't give them to us.
Did he get them from the government or Nawaka again?
Actually, he got them, but he didn't bother to serve them some of us.
So he has a library at home?
No, he doesn't.
Okay. So how is life at school? You don't have that content that you're supposed to get, and you're in some other class, you also need to cover that content. No shanga life again.
Okay, life is not too much difficult because we concentrate on our books. We read preps, winters, even some of us extend.
Now, you're in senior
3.
Senior 3. Do you feel by the end of this year you'll have covered content of senior 2 that you missed?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Voice of Kamwenge. We are still at Lawrance High School, Kamwenge. They have a motto of applied knowledge is power, if I still remember it very well. And it is what they are doing. Boss, what's your name?
My name is Mienzi Sharma, Form 2, Lawrance High School.
You're a Japanese? Or?
No, I'm a Congolese.
Hey, okay. So where did you spend your lockdown from?
From Ramwanja.
From Ramwanja.
Yes.
I am not sure of who was responsible to supply study materials there in the camp, whether UN or the government of Uganda. But did you access any study materials from anywhere?
Yes, we accessed, and they were more than what we needed by the UN.
Okay. Now, how did you find your lockdown life, especially that you're in the camp?
It was not too bad because they even used it to send teachers to come and teach us during daytime, and they used it to talk to our parents so that they could allow us to go and they teach us.
Okay.
Yes.
So now, how you're in senior?
I'm in senior 2.
You're in senior 2. You had just joined secondary life. Yes. Maybe you didn't know anything related to secondary life. Even if you were accessing study materials, still you were green about what you were studying. How did you find the content you met in your books?
It was very hard, but as me, I say that you gain through pain. So you have to read books, you wake up winter, you study preps, so that you gain what you want.
Okay. So what do you expect at the end of this year? Will you have covered everything you needed in senior 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Because due to our curriculum, for us, you have to understand what you are learning.
Okay.
Even if you don't have a lot of notes, but when you understand what you are learning, that's enough for you to pass the UNEB exams.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much. It is still Voice of Kamwenge, and my name is Mr. Vibes Live. We are still talking to students of Lawrance High School. We basically had a discussion of automatic promotion that was brought in after the lockdown that came, and we wouldn't consider posing students in the classes they had started in 2020, and the ministry decided to bring in automatic promotion so that we get space for students who were joining senior 5 and senior 1. What's your name?
All right, my name is Amanya Arthur. I'm from Bwaise.
Bwaise in Kampala.
Yeah, and I'm
in Okay, you're in senior 1. How is life in secondary, for example, that you've just joined and you're from lockdown?
Life in secondary is new to me, but the good things, the curriculum which they bought, is not a bit disturbing, but it is favorable to us as senior 1 members, because we have just joined the senior 1. Yeah, I have met here new friends whom I never knew, because I'm not from Western region.
Like which friends?
There are many senior 1 members. I have my friend Wilbrod is there in senior 6. Many friends.
Okay. So when you talk about friends, you point at girls. What's your name?
Yeah, thank you. I'm Doreen Chomhan.
How do you find life in senior 5 and maybe even to be a bit?
Life is in senior 5 is not all that bad, because I'm used to the situation. Yeah.
Okay. So you feel everything is going to be okay?
Everything is all right and fine.
Where is your village?
My village is in Kiburara.
Kiburara.
Yes.
Kiburara is in Ishongoro, Ibanda. Okay, thank you very much. You have an Adidas branded watch. What's your name?
My name is Arnita Fenekans from 5 Lawrance High School.
Now, you're in senior 5?
Yes.
First of all, you sat for your exams when we were in lockdown. How was the situation?
The situation was not bad because when we came from lockdown, we came back here to school and we found our teachers helped us in when we were going to do our enable exams.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, what do you expect in senior 5? It's in COVID, of course, and we came back.
I expect that maybe they should not again close because we have reached in an advanced level, and we need to be at higher levels also. We are senior 5s.
So even if the disease price is high, we should stay.
We need to control ourselves because they have provided sanitizers, masks. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Masks are not medicines, they are just control measures. But anyway, thank you very much. What's your name?
Okay, my name is Grace Wiman from Lawrance High School, senior 1.
What's the name of your village?
Chempango.
Chimpango is in Nkoma Katalieva.
Yes.
So, how was lockdown in your life?
Lockdown was not good because we had a lot of work.
Okay, thank you very much. We are doing something of gender balance. Boys are here, girls are there. So that's why we are trying to move here and there. What's your name?
My name is Bahati Daniel.
Bahati Daniel. You're from which village?
St. Michael in Rwamonja Refugee Settlement.
Okay. So how do you find life at Lawrence High School?
Life at Lawrence High School is very enjoyable because as a student, you like where the books are, where the matter is.
Most of the times, the enjoyable word in school-going children relates to posho, beans, even to byokurya.
So for me, I'm relating to books.
Yeah.
Yes, because we have teachers who are professionals. We have large place and cool environment to favor us during reading. Okay. So life is very easy and good.
Okay. Kale, thank you very much. That's it. It's Lawrence High School, and we are talking to the newcomers, by the way, on the situation they feel at school. What's your name?
My name is Kuzara Justin. I'm a student at Lawrence High School. I'm in senior 1.
Kuzala Justin?
Yes.
What does the name Kuzala mean?
That is a family name. Actually, it's from my father.
It's a Runyankore Ruchiga?
It's a Runyankore name.
Which village do you come from?
I come from Kaumulo village.
Kaumulo is
It is in Mubende district.
Hey!
Yes.
Okay, so you're an international student in this school. Yes. Okay, so how do you find life in senior 1?
Life in senior 1 is very good. Basically, on their new curriculum that they introduced, because I was much afraid of the theory part, not writing notes and revising them, because they told us that we had 4 subjects, but now we are going up like 14 to 13 subjects. So I was afraid of the notes, because in P7 that I found hard to revise like 4 books
of 4 subjects. Then I said, how will I manage like 14 notes or more than 14 subjects? But this curriculum is very good because we are much of the practicals rather than the theory parts.
Okay.
Yes.
So you now have the practical for Arabs. Do you
No.
see them doing a trade? What is in practicals?
No, I mean by practicals. In P7, they just gave us like how the Arabs come in Uganda. But here we use our heads.
You see them coming.
No, we use our heads to refresh the stories that they tell us. So that's like a practical, because it's you your own self who is going to narrate that story, or who is going to bring up that story for you, or to put it in your book. So it's very easy for you not to forget it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Stories are there. The curriculum is changing everything, and at the end of it all, history can as well carry some practical part of it. I have a guy here. He has a mask that is praying, but he looks like a teacher. What's your name?
My name is Bright Agawa Arag, Senior 5A, Lawrance High School.
In Senior 5A. What is the relevance of a red pen to a Senior 5 student?
And you see the great thinkers or philosophers who have been subjected to study history, most especially European history. Our teacher is very strict that when you are writing notes, where you meet the point of concern, you have to use a red pen for emphasis.
There are schools, by the time we are in high school, there are schools you would find a guy of your size and maybe height, and you consult that one, you even give him money thinking he's a teacher. Don't you feel you'll at some point do the same?
No, according to how the school groomed us, we don't have that behavior here.
Okay.
We are so much full of spiritual growth. I cannot do that.
Spiritual growth, maybe during the day. So, how do you find life in Senior 5?
Life in Senior 5 is very enjoyable. Since I completed Senior 4 from here, there's nothing which is making me shivering.
Okay.
Good enough, I'm an OB right out from 2017, and up to now I'm still a student of Lawrance High School.
Did the school corrupt you? What happened? You're on bursary?
No, if at all you go by the school rules and regulations, and the school is like maintaining you at all levels, you have to comply.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. That's the situation at Lawrance High School. It is still the Youth Talk Show. My name is Mr. Vibes Live, and I told you you can be part of the discussion of automatic promotion on our social media platforms. Facebook is 87.9 FM VOK Radio. We are as well on Twitter at 87.9 VOK FM, and well, we'll be checking on your messages after the musical and commercial break. But well, the discussion says Mashomero abeja bingi, the students didn't get support from the schools, of course, which you cannot complain about the school, because Mashomero nago gakabana garondo kugakumagemerireho, which they did actually, because they are performing very well. Students are very many here, and well, the government, we are not yet sure, but some people received, some others didn't receive. The criteria we are not sure. Maybe wabiraino buzale na chairman LC1 akana afune bitabo utabwine na wayeyiya. Some students were supported by their families. Some would maybe get access to study materials online. Wunda bamwe bakana bakora discussions, but the situation is not the way we expect it to be. Maybe schools need to put in much time kugira ngo abana bakavering batara, especially for the candidate classes, that they have a few months to sit for their final exams, and they need to cover all that content, because UNEB is not thinking about all that. It is still Voice of Kamwenge. We are getting to a musical and a commercial break. When we return, we'll have more of this discussion. Utakaruga.